Afternoon, and thanks for joining us for Noon News on Fox 11. I'm Madison McKay. We do begin with breaking news at this hour. After months of bipartisan opposition, a lawsuit, and a congressional bill, the United States Postal Service is ditching a controversial plan that could have delayed Northern Nevada's mail. Ben Marjot is live outside the USPS facility on Vassar Street with an update. And Ben, at this point, what can you tell us?
Well, Madison, as you know, there was almost unanimous opposition to this plan that would have sent our local Reno area mail over the hill, over Donner Summit and back before being delivered here in the Reno area. Nevada's congressional leaders, a Republican, Mark Amodei, and Democrats have fought against this for months, and then it resulted in just this morning when the USPS announced that they would be scrapping that plan altogether and not implementing it. The plan was to implement it at the start of 2025. In a statement they wrote, quote, "There will be no change to the location for canceling certain originating mail in Reno. In simpler terms, outgoing single piece mail will continue to be processed at its current location." They went on to say there would be no staffing impacts whatsoever, so essentially operations will remain the same here, and USPS is still planning to invest $13.4 million into this Reno processing and distribution facility we're at now for modernization and maintenance efforts. The concerns about this plan were loud and varied, from worries about the delay in mail delivery times in the event of severe weather on I-80 to fear that mail ballots could be delayed and possibly not counted as a result of this. As you said, the opposition took many forms. Washoe County filed a lawsuit trying to stop this plan. Congressional leaders drafted a bill that would have blocked it. Ultimately, we don't know what caused the USPS to change course, but again, they are officially scrapping this plan. Now, we wanted to talk to USPS officials about what prompted this change of heart here. In fact, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy is in Reno right now for the National Rural Letter Carriers Association. We went there this morning to try and stake it out and get a hold of him to ask. We asked post office officials for an interview, and he was not made available for us. We will continue to try and get some answers to our questions, especially why they had this change of heart and ultimately scrapped this plan. But for now, live in Reno, Ben Marjot, Fox 11.
Ben, I want to share two things with you. One being on our KRNV Fox 11 Facebook post of this story. The comments are just going crazy right now from viewers saying, excellent news. Thank goodness. I was so worried about my mail taking forever in the winter time. And let's bring things back to last winter, because that's when you took matters into your own hands and mailed a letter from here in Reno all the way to your friend in Sacramento. For viewers who don't know that you did this, how long did that take again?
Yeah, we ran this experiment right in the middle of one of the worst severe winter storms of the season. Sent it on a Friday, sent the two letters to kind of compare. And of course, I-80 was closed for, I believe, 2.5 days. And so the letter that started here in Reno and went to my house in Reno took 2 days. And then the mail that had to go over the hill and back took about 6 days. And so it took more than double the amount of time for that letter to make it back here in the event of that crazy winter storm that we had. And that fueled a lot of concerns that people had. So certainly, as you mentioned, people are very relieved that this change is not going into effect, Maddie.
And Ben, thanks so much for hustling out there and trying to get some language from the Postmaster General. Hopefully we hear from him by the end of the day. Thanks, Ben. All right, Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo, though, he weighed in on the USPS's decision to change course, saying in part, quote, "I'm grateful to have worked alongside U.S. Senator Jacky Rosen and Cortez Masto, as well as Congressman Amodei, as we advocated for keeping USPS operations in state and successfully protecting Nevadans. Protecting them from misguided D.C. bureaucracy," is how he ended his statement. And Democratic Senator Cortez Masto chiming in as well, saying in part, "Today's announcement is a win for our postal workers and all of our families in Northern Nevada," end quote. U.S. Senator Jacky Rosen mirroring the decision as a win, saying in part, "This is a huge win for our seniors, veterans, and every person in Northern Nevada who depends on timely mail delivery," end quote.